Lasting Words, a new story bundle by Maxwell Conroe, contains several attention-grabbing essays designed to make you read more critically and more slowly than you ever did before. And Maxwell makes no secret of the fact that he continually doubts whether what he writes makes any sense at all. His cynical streak is on display in a brief essay titled Vonnegut's Confetti. Here's how it goes. I call my stories mind twisters. That is perhaps a very pretentious label, as I realized when stumbling upon the works by Kurt Vonnegut. His graphic illustrations are labeled with a lovely, unpretentious name, Confetti. Let me explain first what Kurt wanted to convey to his readers in Confetti, and then later I'll come back to what I am after in my mind twisters. First of all, Kurt's confetti writing is very cute. Take confetti number 8, a simple post-it note which reads, "Where do I get my ideas from? You might as well have asked that of Beethoven. He was goofing around in Germany like everybody else, and all of a sudden this stuff came gushing out of him. It was music." The post-it note then continues to explain Kurt's mission in life. And now I was goofing around like everybody else in Indiana. And all of a sudden, stuff came gushing out. It was disgust with civilization. Kurt Vonnegut knew, like no other, how to expose the oddity of life, and the fact that people take themselves way too serious most of the time. But we also know that Kurt himself was, in fact, dead serious about his writing as well. In spite of all the apparent bravado and frivolity, what Kurt Vonnegut really meant to achieve with his writing was this. He wanted to improve the world by showing us what ridiculous things were happening in plain view. Like Vonnegut's Confetti, my mind twisters also came gushing out of me, not in Germany or Indiana, but in a variety of places on different continents as I keep moving, shifting beacons as if being on the run for reality to catch up with me. At least I lived the life of my dreams, full of imagination and free choice. The goal of my mind-twisting stories is to make it sufficiently easy and attractive for you to read what I have written, and make you totally forget that you are actually reading. Ideally, everything around you should become progressively blurred until it vanishes altogether. By now, your mind's entire focus should be on a rendition of the meaning of my prose in your imagination. Dabbling into thoughts about the intangible mental state of being lost in words, from the vantage point of both the reader and the writer, is what this new collection of short stories and essays is all about. For readers to follow a writer's tour de force, it is important we get the words right. The whole affair of writing is very much about planting little word detonations, carefully choosing our words to nudge you, the reader, into a certain direction. The sentences strung from all these individually selected words must adequately convey the desired mental images. Ultimately, we want to help readers relate with their soul to what matters to them at a certain moment in time. And to achieve that, the craft of writing clear language involves innumerous decisions about how combinations of words should be molded into sentences that convey alluring and understandable mental images. Einstein, the great scientist who was also an accomplished violinist and attuned to express artistic views, had some very fine words to say about how the human mind commonly struggles to construct meaningful pictures of the world around us. Making sense of what occurs is what puzzles many artists and scientists in much the same way. Poets, painters, writers, and natural philosophers all try to understand the world, and when their picture is finally emerging, they will place in the center of gravity nothing less than their own soul. In this way, each person tries to find some rest and equilibrium, which cannot be usually found otherwise within the narrow circle and turmoil of everyday life. And writers strive to assure all involved, at all times, that the prose they build is what the readers want to read. And the readers are then reached out to, with a little help from publishers and marketers, who pitch our new literary works to the right audiences at the right time. But foremost, the writer needs to hook the reader. After having honed writing skills to such extent that significant new ideas can be delivered in page-turning phrases, our stories must leave our readers spellbound and motivated to keep on reading. This will then please all involved: the readers, authors, acquisition editors, and publishers. In the end, writing is about this: having something meaningful to say, and say it as well as possible. In practice, saying it as well as possible is only possible after tirelessly ascending the learning curve to achieve extraordinary mastery of the complex skills required to write clear prose. That achievement invariably only comes after first reading just about everything that has been written by others before us, to make sure that the prose offered is something truly new and better attuned to the needs of modern audiences. Most of us writers need years of practice to obtain the powerful command of words and phrases needed to project any new idea into the world for others to read, and then make our readers embrace that new vision we want to give them. Once a writer succeeds in reaching this level of mastery, the unleashed inner voice has accomplished something unique. Arguably, compelling prose will have lasting value only when some new universal truths are revealed to the reader that remained under-highlighted or neglected in the works of other authors today and in the past. This applies to both fact and fiction books. My Lasting Words claims much less than Kurt's Confetti, but hopes to give you more, many mind-twisting thoughts.